Welcome to another installment of Tag Me In with a triple threat brain trust to tag over the good, the bad, and everything in between in the world of professional wrestling. I, of course, am the unofficially official Lip Dizzle, joined with none other than the less than stealthy unicorn himself, Mr. No Face Mask, No Face Paint. All you need to know is he got his AKAs always on deck.
Always.
The officially superly unapologetic Scoot Lambert. ScooterRay.
I'm everything but a fat face dipshit. How about that?
And I had to warm up my hands for all the heat that's about to hit the room. Ladies of the IWC.
Gotta get this heart ready.
The heartthrob of the IWC, Mr. Jaeger Bombastic. So fantastic that even if he covered up his face with that hoodie, you'd still have a heart attack for what's behind it.
What up?
Now,
yes, you could just feel it. You could just feel it radiating.
That's what I was doing the thing, it's like it's getting hot.
Now, of course, people, you're probably seeing this video, and as of this recording, yes, we do know about certain releases that have been dropped. So we had to get this out the way first. So we are going to cover that. But I will tell you, if you did not come here for the AEW Dynamite recap, that's fine. Just go on over, and hopefully it's up by now, the hot tag that we do for the releases in said main roster 2.0-esque company that is WWE. So if you're not here for AEW recap, that's fine. Click off of this or finish watching this and then click over to that. But if you want our thoughts and opinions on the releases, go over to that hot tag that just dropped most recently. So yeah,
we'll see it. It'll be there.
It'll be there.
I wasn't expecting Scoot to be here just at this point in time, but since he is here,
I wasn't either until my brother, shout out to Mike, he shot me some text messages and I had to check the net and it was like, whatever tiredness I'm feeling, fuck all that.
Now, with the releases aside, Scoot, you have any AEW related news?
You know what? Let's get the serious one out the way.
He's gonna
prayers, all the positivity, everything in the world for Jon Moxley.
Yes.
May he get the help he needs, the treatment he needs, all of the above. That's courageous that he took the stance to realize he needed help, everything. So thoughts, prayers to John, Renee, the baby, everything.
Indeed.
Now, the other potential AEW news, guess who contract expires in December?
Oh, Mr. Kyle O'Reilly.
Kyle O'Reilly.
Or Kyle Wagner.
Right? But yeah, so we could be getting a mini Undisputed Era reunion, or we could be getting a Red Dragon reunion. Who knows? But Kyle's contract expires in December, and I highly doubt he resigns.
Yeah, same. And for if there, and I doubt it, if there was anybody that was looking forward to an NXT 2.0 recap or hot tag, don't look for it because honestly,
I saw some stuff on NXT 2.0, and the first thing I thought to myself, Dizzle got it. If he wants to record a video for it, Dizzle got it. Because when I first tuned into NXT, I don't know what that Zion, Quinn, and Robert Stone thing was. But from there, I was like, you know what? I'm out. I did watch the rest of it, but I was out.
Yeah, I contemplated on if I was going to continue watching NXT 2.0. after watching that first half, because that's what kind of and then I have to struggle with the fact that if I was going to record or not, because I was just like, and then I made the decision. I was like, nah. So maybe next week, but nah. This week is a no, not worth my time. But we got anything else on the docket, Scoot?
No, that was it until we get to that other thing.
Okay, no problem. Well, Dynamite was a nice show. I enjoyed it. I love the story, the stacked on story building for just the company as an overhaul, as an overall, all the tournaments leading up to whatever, and then everything leading up to Full Gear. Everything was just on deck last night. I don't know if y'all felt the same way, if y'all felt any different, but how'd y'all feel about the show overall?
Every tournament match was fantastic.
Yes.
Shit. I'll even give Cody his due. He had a great match. Yeah, it was. I mean, it's not like Cody doesn't have great matches. It's just that you kind of get an eye roll every time he comes out.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know if you heard him, but Loki thought the same. Yeah, man, solid show overall. But we'll get into that more when we hit details. Scooter, what'd you think?
Overall, I thought Dynamite was solid. There was one thing I was really, really, really happy for, and it might have rearranged my whole situation for Full Gear. But let's just say, when that man come around, that's a man right there. I'll explain more when we get there. Let's just say that's a man right there.
Well, we'll go ahead and jump right into it. The first match was Allen 5/Dark Angels versus the Best Bout Machine, AEW champion, Mr. Kenny Omega.
Now, I did miss the end of this match. I watched it. I did miss the end. And from what I was seeing, I was trying to remember their first match they had. Like, I couldn't remember.
Neither could I.
Original match. Because they kept saying how Five pushed Kenny to the limit the first time. And I was like, when did the first match happen? Because I don't remember.
It never clicked to me because I kept trying to figure out the same thing. And I was like, did I miss something? Because I do not recall this match. But it may be because Five just wasn't really that noticeable at the time, but they did say that he was somebody that Brody Lee's seen something in. So this is, of course, pre-Dark Order. So yeah.
Oh, what is happening there?
That's the bat phone for Jaeger. Some nice little ladies calling them.
Obviously, the ladies are hitting them up already. But yeah, like I said, it was from what I saw, it was a pretty solid match. I'm assuming did Kenny win with the one wing angel or he hit him with V trigger?
No, he beat him with 2 V triggers back to back.
Okay.
And then he went and grabbed he asked Nakazawa to grab a chair. They threw the chair in the ring, and then he was setting them up for the one wing angel. And then that's when Hangman came out and actually looked like he belonged, had confidence and everything. He came out looking like, and that's why I'm glad about the storytelling of everything that was going on, especially with Hangman, is that you see there is a noticeable difference in his facial expressions, in his demeanor, in the way that he comes out, to the point to where it's like, oh yeah, he's ready to take that strap.
Bet.
And it was nice because he had went in, he grabbed the mic and he was looking at the title. He picked up the title, and then he told Kenny, he's like, he basically said, I don't need this yet. Here, you can go ahead and grab it. You got 10 days. I was like, to the point. So
now, from what y'all saw, does this help out Five in any way? Does this like boost his stock some?
Yes and no. Yes, because he got a much more notable match going up against the champion Kenny Omega rather than just being a quote unquote no name against Kenny Omega. And then of course his association with Dark Order, because as of late Dark Order has been getting more screen time, and then them being in this pseudo feud with the Elite has been helping them a lot. So I would say they've capitalized on the momentum that he's been having with since losing his mask, and keeping that as consistent and as a domino effect. So this will help him, because I think what's gonna happen is that after this whole Elite thing and Dark Order stuff, I think we're gonna start to see a lot of the Dark Order members come into their own. So I think this will help.
Okay.
But yeah, Omega obviously goes over, and Loki agrees. But yeah, from there.
Sorry, I was just gonna throw in my 2 cents real quick.
Go ahead.
No, 5 definitely got some great exposure. He's definitely been coming into his own since that mask came off. To your point, it definitely shows something, because honestly I didn't know why he was going up against Kenny, but it must have been from Rampage, I assume. I don't know why, but
they what they made it seem like is that they basically said that because he had a good showing against Kenny the first time.
Oh, okay.
It's almost like a blemish against Kenny, so they made that part of the storyline with the in-ring. So
okay, so just off of that, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that doesn't tell you I didn't really catch Rampage last Friday. I need to go back and watch it, but yeah. No, but 5 really showed up, and it showed like he actually took Kenny to some kind of a limit, because he couldn't even get the one-winged angel off on him. It showed that Kenny had to resort to using multiple V triggers instead, because he could not get off a one-winged angel. So, yeah, I'm down with 5 getting that exposure, and I'm impressed by 5, and he's impressing me more and more.
Yeah, that's why I'm intrigued about the direction that this Dark Order is going to take, because I don't know what they're gonna fucking do.
Right.
And there's the big question mark there.
How is this gonna play out with them?
Yeah. So we'll see what happens with that. But after that,
they wrestled back in March.
Okay, so that's fine.
Yeah, it was March 11th. That's when they had their first match.
Damn, right at the beginning of the pandemic.
Right? See, so much going on there that went completely under the radar. But we get Punk, and so of course.
Wait, before we get into Punk,
okay,
I totally forgot. Eric Bischoff is not letting up on this CM Punk situation.
Oh shit! So this will be a nice segue,
right? All right. So during his podcast, 83 Weeks, he said that basically I'm gonna read his quote. I think it's a mistake to put Punk on such a pedestal that you think he's so over that all he has to do is show up and sprinkle Punk dust on his opponent, and that Punk dust will elevate his opponent. I'm not taking away from Punk. I think Punk, the way he's being used now, and this is constructive criticism, I think they diminish the perception. There was great equity in the perception. He shows up, does a great promo, get a great reaction, does pretty much nothing. Punk is coming, yay. Punk is here, yay. Punk showed up and Punk's not doing anything, but showing up, getting that big pop, he's here. Then having nothing going on for 2 or 3 weeks in a row doesn't help Punk. It doesn't help the product. There you go.
Yeah, who the fuck is Eric Bischoff anyway? No, I'm kidding.
You know what? At this point, right?
Damn. Like, does he have blinders on? Does he have some kind of weird tunnel vision? Because, damn, like,
I
he's
guess we just
definitely.
want Punk in a storyline. I don't know.
You know what? This is probably the best example I can. You ever had probably yourself as a kid, or maybe a kid sister, kid brother that had a plush, little plush doll that had the talk box, and you press the foot or the arm, and it repeats same sentences over and over again because it's on repeat. You ever sat and argued with one of those to try to get some type of understanding, but every time you press the button, it said the same dialogue over and over again? That's exactly what this situation is, because not one person that I've seen talk about Punk has said, oh, they're putting so much stock into Punk. They're not. Punk has never once come into this whole thing and stated, oh, I want to be at the top of the card. He's not on the top of the card for a reason, because he's allowing things to play out the way they need to play out, getting the ring rust off, and getting back into his own status quo. Not even Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson is doing that right now. He's just a utility player.
To even piggyback off of that, the fact that he's been there like every week.
Yes.
Even if he's just coming out saying something, or even if he's just coming out to do a lap just to do commentary, the fact that he's been there ever since he signed the contract has been amazing to me personally. Yeah. Brock Lesnar, not to cross the streams, Brock Lesnar comes back, beat up some dude. All right, I'll see y'all in about 2 weeks. Then comes back, hey, I want my title shot. All right, I'll see y'all at the pay-per-view.
Yeah. And that's my main issue with that too, because if he was doing the opposite, if he came in and he took spots from other people, Eric Bischoff would be on 83 weeks talking about, oh, you guys are signing all these people. Now you got Bryan Danielson and CM Punk taking spots from guys that's been there. So it's like, what do you want him to do?
Exactly.
Do you want him to take a top spot, or do you want him to help other talent? Because, and once we segue into this, he didn't wrestle on the show. What he did was he built up another feud from somebody who has heat on him based on the match that he had with Bryan Danielson. So it's continuing on to help people that have momentum behind them. What the fuck?
I think Jaeger was hinting at it when he kind of said it. It almost sounds like Bischoff is being a hater. Let's just Bischoff is being a hater.
I just want to know who he's listening to, because I mean, is he talking about like AEW stands? Because granted, just like their WWE stands, there are AEW stands that will praise everything AEW does, even if it's wrong.
That's true.
And even on that side, I still haven't heard them say anything.
So I guess if we're piecing together what I said last week and what I said this week, if we're piecing it together, he's basically saying, in my head, I could be wrong, if CM Punk is this dude as we say he is, we made a big deal for the last 7 years about him coming back to wrestling. Now that he's back in wrestling, he's not moving the needle on the ratings, and they just have him showing up not doing nothing. So that's what it's kind of sounding like to me. It's kind of like Bischoff is saying, what's so special about this guy? He's not helping y'all's ratings. He's not going out there and wrestling every week. So why should we be caring about this guy? That's what it's starting to sound like. If you're piecing together everything he's saying, it's just like, okay.
Yeah. This whole situation reminds me of how CM Punk's push was back in, what was it, the Ruthless Aggression era, where there's a lot of people that didn't want to push him. And those people are of the same mind as Eric Bischoff. Basically stating that anybody that had like an indie push at the time, that being CM Punk, that being Bryan Danielson, that being the likes of Samoa Joe or AJ Styles, or anybody that came from Ring of Honor, you had a lot of people on that side who came in with a lot of internet hype, and WWE, WWF at the time would sign these guys and not know why, and then not know what to do with them because they weren't of a particular size. And that's the mindset that I get when I hear shit like this from Bischoff, because not one and granted, Punk is good in the ring, or rather he was good in the ring. He's getting his bearings back. But most of this, as far as Punk phenomena, is more so based off of the character that he is and just how polarizing of a figure that he was. The person that goes against the grain, the person that people can relate to. You know, how many people could sit and say they related to Hulk Hogan? How many people can even say they sat and related to The Rock outside of like promos and stuff? Yeah, there were people that were real cheeky or had the cool one-liners, but that was far and few between. Like if you go to school, you probably had one or two people who were just off the cuff, funny all the time and knew what to say at the right time. Most people would want to be those people, but not everybody was. You know, a lot of people wanted to be a tough guy like Stone Cold. Not everybody was that, but he embodied something that a lot of people wanted to be. So when you have somebody like Punk, who is of a certain size with basically a small fish in a huge pond with a lot of big fish, you have somebody that's more relatable, because it's like, you know what? I get this guy. He fights for somebody like me. The same thing as a Darby Allin. So they don't get it, and it's cool. But I would rather them say, I don't get it, because even Jim Cornette would say, I don't get it. He'll say his piece about something, but he won't sound overly idiotic about something. You know, it's his bias. Eric Bischoff is coming off as somebody that's basically coming off as if he has the majority opinion, and he doesn't. So yeah. At this point, I'm like, fuck it.
Yeah. I mean, to just kind of wrap up this part, to go into the segment, it seems like he's jealous. It seems like this is what I wish WCW could have been before it went belly up. I wish I could have had all of this talent and I wish I could have had a great mixture of veterans and on the come up people, but the veterans I had, fucked up my company.
Which that is true, because you let all of them book their own shit.
Kevin Nash and his contract, Hogan and his shenanigans. I had to do Ric Flair's. I had to deal with these people. I'm looking at this new age, quote unquote, WCW, and somebody who's a legit contender to be going against WWE. And it's like, damn, I wish that was me. I wish I was in this position. I could be wrong, but that's what it's looking like to me.
I think you're right. And I think you're on the nose with that, because it's funny, because if you look at Tony Khan, and based on how Jim Cornette would talk about AEW, you would think that Tony Khan would be the one to be in the same position as Eric Bischoff, where he would be the one person who was the big pro wrestling stan and would be pushed around by all these, because they know better, and he just has wide pockets, and they're like, you know what, we can milk this guy, have him do what we want to do, and then run this whole company. But he's not, because they respect him and they go behind his decisions. Now with Eric Bischoff, he was Michael Cole from the DX days with the high position. It's basically what it was, which is why he was with the NWO.
Yep. So he could join with the cool kids. Yep.
I'm glad you said that, Scoot. That's perfect. But yeah, to segue into CM Punk, he came out for a short and sweet promo. Kind of swerved me in a bit, because I almost thought that he was gonna basically throw some heel promo with some straight edge shit because of Mox getting open to for alcoholism.
Well, I knew he wasn't because with it being a real situation.
Yeah.
With that being a real thing, and we don't know exactly what might have happened to truly cause Mox to really come up with this decision.
Yeah.
So with it being a real situation, it was probably like, AEW is seeing he wasn't going to MJF it. Let's just say that. He wasn't going to MJF it. But,
fair enough.
But the second half of the promo, yes, that was one. You know what? Half of that felt half real.
And that's what I was saying, because I'm sitting there like, because the way that he started off when he was like with all this beef or pretend beef that they say that we have, it's not on my end. So I don't know what problem that you have with me, but I got a beef with you for interrupting me. So if you got some, and it's perfect, because even with the crowd behind him saying fight him, he's like, yeah, I wish I would if I could, but he's not here. He's like, so then they were like, Full Gear. He's like, yeah, well, Full Gear. He's like, yeah, that's a possibility, but we're I forgot where they're gonna be tomorrow, but that's where he had said, he's like, yeah, huh?
St. Louis.
Oh, he's like St. Louis. It's like, but we'll be there. So if that's the case, then we can do it then. Which, of course, that's set up.
It's gonna be set up, yeah.
So again, all you got to do is cut a promo, and I'm in it. Like, I don't give a shit about the match. Now, granted,
I started to realize that I think I can appreciate promos better than I can appreciate matches.
At this point, yeah. But when you get something like what we got with Bryan Danielson and Eddie Kingston, I'm like, go ahead and shut me the fuck up. Quell my expectations to the point to where it's like, I don't need to talk shit. I can say, you know what? The promo is fire. I'm good with that. I don't need to see the match. No, now it's like the promo is fire. Give me this match right now so I can see what the fuck is going to happen. Because Eddie Kingston he's going to become an unintentional baby face. And I don't say that because he's not a baby face. I mean, in the sense of, you're going to feel for him when he's in matches. Like, you're going to treat him as though he's an underdog.
Yeah, he's going to be that. He's going to kind of be like Danielson, where it was like, hey, we want Kingston to succeed, but y'all keep throwing all these fucking obstacles in his way. Eventually, Kingston will get that big one, type of thing. Yeah. So that's how they kind of treating it.
What was, and now I know I missed this one from Rampage, but what the hell was that run-in about on CM Punk's interview? Was that planned, or was that looked off the cuff as hell? Because
it really did, because basically Kingston had just lost.
Yeah.
He was Punk was backstage talking to Schiavone, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the next thing you know, you just hear Kingston in the back shouting shit because they was even bleeping stuff. The next thing you know, Punk was like, hey, man, how you going to interrupt me? Like, wait, he was like, I know you. Like, why are you doing this? And then Punk was like, I'll put you back to sleep.
Yeah.
And then that's where, like, Ruby Soho and a few other people came back and grabbed Kingston and took him away. And it was like, wait, was that kind of like
that looked like, I mean, yeah, that looked like it was real. And I don't know what was Kingston talking about,
He was mad because the ref counted basically since Danielson put him to sleep, because Danielson put him in a triangle choke and he was elbowing him. So at first you can hear Kingston yell out, why did the ref ring the bell? He didn't even check on me. He could have let me still fight. I could have still fought. So that's what he was screaming. He was pissed that the ref basically said Danielson put him to sleep.
Yeah.
So
that helps.
To that.
The thing that doesn't make sense though is, why is he taking that out on Punk?
I guess Punk was the first person back there.
Yeah.
Which is cool with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm for this. Part of me would have preferred it at Full Gear because I don't know what Punk.
No, I think it's gonna be a Full Gear match. I think the face off tomorrow is probably gonna lead to the match at Full Gear.
Oh, it's just a face off. I thought it was a full on match.
No.
Okay.
It's just a face off. Yeah, it's just a face off.
Okay. Fair enough.
It's just Kingston answering back to what Punk had to say.
Okay. Well then Full Gear, Eddie Kingston.
Yeah, so most likely it's gonna be a Full Gear.
Damn, this damn card is stacking up to be just like a fucking dark horse card because there's a lot of matches that you would see on paper that you wouldn't really expect to be like, yeah, you know what? This seems like a Dynamite card. But the way they're building everything up is like
you just don't know.
Exactly. So yeah. But we get from that to the AAA tag team match, AAA tag team title match. FTR defending their AAA titles against Samurai Del Sol and Aerostar. Okay, before I even get into this.
Okay.
This goes back to what I was saying before. For everybody that was fucking mad about FTR holding those AAA tag titles. And then also, for those of you who have continued to say that AEW doesn't do anything for other companies in this forbidden door, I will agree with the whole Impact thing. Impact, yeah, they could have done better with that. Now, with AAA, what do you have to say right now? Because this is the second time they've defended these titles on Dynamite. Because Young Bucks did it first against Lucha Brothers.
Yep.
So
3, technically, because don't forget the Lucha
Brothers lost to FTR. So yeah,
so the third time.
3 times.
Yeah.
AAA.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Oh wow.
And then of course Kenny defended the AAA championship.
Yeah. Shouts out to Samurai Del Sol, formerly known as Kalisto, for those who didn't know. I don't know if he's all elite, but he got a chance to be on AEW.
I think him and Elsa are both signed to AAA.
Okay. I personally hope this leads to a winner take all match.
That's where I thought they were going with it.
Yeah. The AAA tag champions titles against the AEW titles, winner take all.
Yeah.
At Full Gear, of course.
I liked this match.
Yeah.
Except I liked 3/4 of this match, and I hated half of 1/4 of this match.
Okay.
I know the math and fractions on that is completely off, but
hey, Steiner math. Hey, just Steiner math it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Aerostar. He started off fine, and then the second half of this match, he just became dumpster juice trash. I don't know if it's because he got hurt.
Okay. Once again, you've been telling the people we was gonna piss people off.
Yeah.
A lot of AAA matches I've seen get kind of botchy.
True.
I don't know if they're trying to do too much. Did they forget some things? But it gets a little dangerous with a lot of these AAA matches because then it's like they starting to go into business for themselves. Then it's like, whoa, hey, whoa, what was that move?
And that was my issue with this. Well, no, not so much. It was more the opposite because Aerostar wasn't. It's not that he was doing too much. He just slowed the fuck down. He was missing. He was missing cues. Like there were certain spots where it was like they were waiting on him to get into position, and I'm just like, yo, and nothing on the other 3/4 of this had an issue because again, for those of you who have watched plenty of WWE, when the Revival wrestled Lucha House Party to fucking nauseum. There is no reason why you would think Kalisto and Samurai Del Sol and FTR would have any issues in the ring. They have a number of repetitious matches to the point to where they know how to call their shit together. Aerostar was left on the fucking outskirts. He was in the conversation, not the conversation at the same time. So yeah. So good match, with the exception of, and just in case, Aerostar, if you were hurt legitimately, then I'm sorry. It makes sense why you were dumpster juice in the ring.
Why you were dumpster juice in the ring.
I mean, look. Here's the thing.
Man, no, I completely agree with you. He was definitely like, who the fuck does a mid rope like moonsault? No, not moonsault. Sorry, mid rope. What was that? Shooting? I don't know. Senton? The fuck was it? I don't know. But definitely. And then no, I saw Samurai doing a couple of botches himself. It was starting to look a little shitty towards the end.
It's a little weird.
It did. I mean, weird's putting it nicely, in my opinion. But yeah. I mean, hey, sorry if I pissed somebody off, but not sorry.
Yeah, there we go.
The match it finished.
Yes, it did finish, and it finished well, because at least with Cash grabbing the ropes, it made sense, because that you actually made Aerostar look somewhat better. But at the end of the day, I mean, FTR, you knew they were going to take this. They're not going to lose going, leading up to Full Gear. No, especially if they're going to quote unquote potentially lose to Lucha Bros, which I'm glad that this isn't as predictable as a lot of people make it seem. Mm-hmm. Because anybody could take this match. I mean, nobody knows how long they're going to have these title reigns. So, I mean, it's like, yeah, come on. But FTR goes over. It's definitely not the first time we're going to see them within this episode of Dynamite. Also, nice little pan to Darby Allin, which I'm glad they're keeping it consistent with. Not just Darby versus MJF. It's Darby and Sting versus Pinnacle, or at least there's a feud somewhat there. So
all I'm saying is, I don't understand. Well, I understand now why they're beefing with the Pinnacle, but MJF should have been the only person, because we still don't know who those 5 dudes
Oh my gosh! Here's a bad thing about it. I'm listening to Scoot. This whole time, and I'm like, wait, hold on. Like, where is he going with this? And then I just realized he's pulling the whole no face, no case bullshit.
And I'm just like, who those 5 dudes were, because the beauty thing is, nobody got tattoos that were visible. So once again, no face, no case. 2, it was only between Darby and MJF, and then things got a little cattywampus. But yeah, but I did appreciate the whole Darby. Cattywampus, yeah.
Cattywampus.
Hey, cattywampus is how we describe this match we just saw. Cattywampus.
You know what? I think we use the
term dumpster juice, but yeah,
true. I mean that was purely on Aerostar that he was dumpster juice trash. Even if he was hurt, and I'm sorry if he got hurt, that's the case. But that does not take away from the fact that if he got hurt, he still was dumpster juice. But regardless of the fact, Scoot, you motherfucker, you baited me and you got me. Cool. Now I'm not gonna fault you. I'm not going to fault you on using cattywampus, because whenever I can pepper in the word smorgasbord, I use it. So yeah, fair enough. But
yeah, just remember out there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm not encouraging you to do anything illegal, but no face, no case.
That almost sounds like an endorsement, but all right.
It's not at all.
We get a situation
of any manners.
We get a situation. Well, okay, I can't say situation. We get a segment with the Inner Circle, and
lasted 10 minutes too long.
And that's the problem, because everybody knew what was going. They knew what the cherry on top was, and when you sit there and you just drag it on, it makes the payoff less impressive because they
Paige made the segment. If it
yeah,
wasn't for her,
I didn't know that she could talk that well on the mic. I mean, I know that she she can fight, she can, take nice pictures.
Apparently, she's got an OnlyFans.
I mean, she has her own fan page.
Yeah.
Paige has a page.
Paige has a page.
Yeah, Paige has a page. But she made the segment somewhat enjoyable after it drug on for so long.
Paige Van Zant. If you watch this, no, check it out. Check it out. Oh. But yeah, though, got the pause for dramatic effect. But if you are watching this, consider just the idea. Consider potentially joining the women's division in AEW. It might do you some good because you talk well on the mic, and if you can already fight. All you gotta do is transition that into some in-ring work, and you might be a potential star. Just saying. Think about it.
I mean, I know you're doing bare knuckle brawling, but
yeah,
if you ever want to
do something to keep your face pretty.
Yeah, if you ever want to make that change.
I don't know about the whole keeping the face pretty. I mean, you seen Britt Baker get covered in blood.
You know what? He does have a point.
But that face stayed pretty, though.
It did. Cuts to the top of the head will do that to you.
That's true. Very much so.
Somewhat later in this show, I'm going to give Dr. Baker all the praise in the world. But, yeah, this segment unfortunately lasted too long just for us to get Inner Circle versus Men of the Year, Arlovsky, Dos Santos, and Lambert.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see why every member had to talk of the Inner Circle, that it was like, fam, just list the people. Like, oh my God, like y'all really trying to fill camera time with this.
They really were.
Then the thing I even said to Ashley that I thought was stupid. This is a 10-man Minneapolis street fight. What's going to stop the other members of Top Team to interfere?
Which means we're probably going to see Masvidal.
We're probably going to see all those dudes, including Paige. It's a street fight. None of the special rules had said, hey, the only 5 and you 5 are the only ones. It can't be no interference or anything. So what's going to stop America Top Team as a whole to interfere?
So it's like, what's the point of even announcing said members?
Yeah.
You could have just said Inner Circle versus American Top Team. Bam. There you go. And then just had whoever showed up, and they could have played it off. You said a versus American Top Team. You didn't say how many, and then just go from there. So I feel like they missed the mark on this just a little bit. And I feel this segment went on like a way too narrative-driven joke. Took too long to get to the punchline. So and Jericho, I think he may have lost a step on his promo game because there were some spots when Paige was talking that I was like, oh shit, Jericho would have got right on that, because there was a moment where she said my schedule's wide open, and the moment she said that, I was like, yep, Jericho's going to talk about them legs being open too, and he didn't.
Well, no, because she hit him with the wide open of I can take all 5 of you at once.
Yeah, I would have melded both those together.
Yeah.
See? Thinking about Attitude Era Jericho when he used to get on Stephanie all the time.
Ooh,
well, not get on Stephanie, but get on Stephanie. Yeah.
I don't really blame him in that regard. But
yeah, same. But too long. We knew it was going to happen. There it is. Dan Lambert is the 5th member of American Top Team. But whatever. Anyway.
Yeah.
There was a backstage brawl with the Super Click and Jurassic Express plus Christian Cage, which they tried to make Christian Cage returning as like a big deal. Which I'm like, all right. I think Jungle Boy showing up and then pulling the Hurricane Runner.
By the way, that's a hell of a way to just pop the fuck back up.
Yeah, that was more impressive in that regard. I would have just had, I would have had Luchasaurus come in and then them talk about him like he was outman, and then have them brawl with him. Have Christian come in with the spear, and then have Jungle Boy jump over and then do the fucking hurt. Like you could there was a better way to orchestrate that whole thing, and then end up with the concerto and then be done.
Yeah, but we getting that 3-on-3 at Full Gear.
Yes, we are.
Super Quick versus JE and Christian Cage.
I mean, I'm fine with it as long as Jungle Man continues to grow the beard, so I can keep calling him Jungle Man. Don't shave that shit. It is No Shave November, and I'm making my way there. Yeah.
I'm trying to get them Jaeger levels. I'm trying to get like Jaeger.
This thing is long been not shaved, so it just keeps getting puffier. It doesn't grow down.
It just gets.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. And
I mean,
it's ironic that we did talk about Jungle Man because Gripping Leather and Betty Crocker bakes cakes.
I mean, hashtag cheeks for weeks over here.
Cheeks,
all together within the same match / post match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I did not expect this outcome.
Same, but at the same time, I'm not mad.
Only reason why I kind of expected it was because Anna Jay came out by herself.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of thought Anna was going to overcome it.
Yeah.
Like you said, I'm not mad at it.
Yeah. And I feel like I have to come on here and say the same thing every time. This is how you build and do a fucking tournament.
Yes.
Every fucking match feels important. They do a nice little promo segment about how important this whole tournament, not just the match, how this whole tournament and these individual matches are to each person. Basically, how important it is to advance in this tournament. This is what the Queen's Crown should have been.
Yep.
They are taking time with this. They are allowing, the matches, they are allowing time, individual time for each woman to build up said match against whoever competitor that they're going against. And to showcase them. That way, after this tournament is done, you don't just set and forget these women. How hard is that? How hard is that?
Apparently pretty damn.
But I mean, when we talk about these releases from WWE, I'm pretty sure I won't be surprised. But Scoot, we'll get into that during High Tech.
I wanna take a time out, and I really want to give Dr. Baker, DMD, her just due.
Okay.
Because you look at Dr. Baker, beautiful woman, she's a doctor, talent. You would not think she would not be up for the spots she take.
True indeed.
Because that match she had against Abaddon Friday, some of them spots, I was like, baby girl, you too pretty to be doing this. Stop. Like stop. You a whole dentist out here. Stop. But I really want to give kudos to Dr. Baker because she is not afraid to take the bump. She's not afraid to do the spots. She's not afraid to bleed. All of that. So if anybody out there has anything negative about Dr. Baker, fuck yourself. How about that?
Yo, hit him with the big words.
Yes.
Damn.
I got to second that because I mean, look, I gotta say fuck them by association just because
just because. Fuck y'all. How about that?
Yeah.
Shit.
I don't care how biased that sounds. This is what it is. But
yeah, Hater hit that vicious clothesline. Gave NJ that 3 count, and it was a beatdown, post-match beatdown.
Indeed. And then they went to celebrate in the ring, and then I don't know if Britt had almost tripped over Anna Jay or if she had grabbed one of them. But that is just like, it seemed like that's what spawned on the beatdown, which I thought it was nice impromptu. But the only problem I had, well, actually the two problems I had, was with Ty Conti, because you would think that if Britt Baker and them came and accompanied Jamie Hayter, you would think that, okay, well, they're going out first, they're going out with numbers. Let me roll with you.
Exactly.
There was that, and then the fact that when she came in, see, and this is that goddamn stutter step shit, which I hope, Ty, please do not do this shit at Full Gear. She did the same stutter step shit. She came in with fire, on point, with and then all of a sudden it kind of just like, it was like, no, don't do this. And to no fault of Thunder Rosa, which that was a nice surprise for her running out, because nice to set up the next match in the bracket. But
that's the issue I had.
I hate.
But I'm gonna let you finish, and I'm gonna tell you the issue I had with Thunder Rosa coming out.
Oh, well, I mean, what I have an issue with, it's not her fault. It shit happens. It's when she came in and like she was kind of just stuck in motion.
Yes,
because I guess she was trying to get up but couldn't. I just hated that, but it's not her fault. It just shit happens. But yeah.
The issue I personally had with Thunder Rosa coming out, it kind of made you forget Ty Conti was the number 1 contender.
Yeah.
You know what? I
gotta quickly agree to that.
I didn't think about that. Noticed. I was like, oh, Ty is the one fighting her at Full Gear.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so because it took a second, and then of course I was like, because I didn't know why she was out there. Then I was like, that's weird. Then I realized they talked it up, Jamie Hayter and Thunder Rosa. But I think commentary said that so that way you wouldn't readily think about Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker.
Yeah, makes sense.
But yeah. But I mean, and again, no disrespect to Ty Conti. Who's out here thinking that Ty Conti is going to go in there and beat Britt Baker?
No.
Like, I could see her in the TBS tournament and being like, oh, okay, you know what? She got that potential to do that. Yeah, that's fine. I can see her win that. But because of what's already been established, this is like the same thing with Kenny Omega and Hangman.
Mm-hmm.
You can see where this story is going. So, yeah. It's not a bad thing either. It's just we see the writing on the wall. And just like we know that Thunder Rosa is not going to win this damn tournament.
No.
So, yeah.
Because she's going to win that championship.
Yeah, because she's going to win that championship. She's going to win the big belt.
Because I feel this tournament is going to set up. This tournament is going to set up a lot of feuds, which that's why I'm glad that they're building up each woman individually, because you have money on the table with a lot of these women to the point to where it's like you can fantasy book with TBS title. You can fantasy book contenders for Britt Baker up until Thunder Rosa, all of this. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then, we got a promo from Jade Cargill, basically talking about her having the bye week and how she's that bitch, how she's gonna make the title, that bitch show. Basically, the same song and dance. She could be the one to take this whole thing. It's possible, but we'll see when we come down to that point. But yeah, that was pretty much that. Then we get MJF coming out to talk to one Darby Allin. This also was good to the point as well. I like the way they set this up because it's almost like that reverse psychology that's used. It's like, yeah, I know you're going to do this. So now I'm going to bait you to play my game.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I see what you're gonna do. Now I'm trying to get you to sit here and play and have a wrestling match with me because I know I'm the better wrestler. So yeah, you can go ahead and try to beat me down. That's fine. But you need to worry more about, and this is what I liked.
You know what?
You need to worry less about battering me and more about beating me.
This is very akin to the Ric Flair and Mick Foley feud. Back when Ric Flair was saying, "You ain't nothing but a hardcore wrestler. You ain't nothing but a this and that." And then when they actually had their match, Mick Foley
Mick Flair
actually had a legit wrestling match with Flair. Too much name sounds similar. But yes, they legit went out there and had a wrestling match. And it was like, Mick really can wrestle, you know?
Yeah.
He's not just good for jumping off cages and stuff. So,
and I think, and of course, I think this is more so meant to up the start of Darby rather than it is for MJF, because I think this is meant to show that Darby can actually wrestle rather than just be quote unquote spot monkey or daredevil.
2022, who's getting the AEW championship first between the four pillars?
MJF.
Man, if that one theory that you showed us, Scoot, happens, I'm gonna be.
Yeah, that would be. You know what?
It might not even be 2022.
Cool. That one theory was cool until that man comes around, and I ain't talking about Becky Lynch. There's a certain Forsaken champion that might have a difference of opinion.
Yeah,
true enough. And this,
but there would be some crazy shit though. So for the people out there was a fan theory that it would be some messed up stuff. Hangman wins the belt. Then he said, 2 weeks? They do the New York show, and then MJF gets the belt off of Hangman in 2 weeks. And they'd be like, damn.
Was it that, or did they say like what West Virginia is his hometown, so they like go to West Virginia and like he issues the open challenge there?
That's what it was, yeah, something like that, yeah. He just loses and be like, damn. You beat Kenny Omega just to lose it that fast?
Like give the people what they want and then take it away just as quick.
Just as quick. I mean, we've seen that. We've seen that before in, WWE sense, because, I mean, Money in the Bank and cash-ins and things like that. So we've seen things like that before.
We
give us what we want, then it's like, ha-ha, I'm going to take it away just like that.
Damn shame.
But that would be some wild shit. But like I said, when we get to it, I think there's a new wild card in place here.
True enough.
But I think this has potential to be one of the best matches of the night.
Indeed. I definitely agree with that, because there's a lot more talk, and that's just because Darby was out of action for a few weeks. But I think they're taking a lot of tension off of Darby and putting a lot more on MJF because of the promos. But I think once that match happens, it's going to be a lot of what the fuck did we just watch in the best way. So yeah, I agree with that. We get Cody versus Andrade. The crazy thing about this is that with this match and then the segment that happened after, once that segment ended, I thought that was the end of the show, and I turned my brain off for a second until luckily I kept it on, and I seen that the time that was on there. I was like, oh wait, no, there's still a lot more time. And I was like, yeah, this was not the end of it, but it felt like it was the end of the show.
I was disappointed in this match.
Oh yeah?
Are you?
Wait. The match itself was good. It was Malachi's promo the reason why I got disappointed. Because Malachi said some slick shit at the end. He said, remember, Marcus wasn't the only one who betrayed Caesar. So the whole time I was like, who in the Nightmare family is about to betray Cody? Then it was like, oh, it was FTR. But I was like, oh. Unless they're saving that, unless they're saving a member of the Nightmare family betraying Cody. But that whole time I was watching, I was like, all right, Orin came out there. Who's gonna be the random Nightmare family member that's gonna run out and they be like, haha, no, Cody, I'm joining the House of Black, haha. But I was like, oh, okay. The match was good. The match was good.
Oh yeah, no, it was. Again, this is that, and this is the another good thing to come out of WWE guys that was in like the same type of mindset in terms of like the WWE way. These guys know how to construct the match together, so they're used to that. So they're able to communicate in a certain way that a lot of the people are not able to. And then you got two people who are ingrained in the world of professional wrestling in different pockets of in the professional wrestling world. So yeah, and it's funny because of how this match kind of worked out, because when you see it, you see certain aspects of the way they work together that almost emulate Flair versus Dusty. And I thought it was funny because of the fact that we have the son of Dusty and we have the son-in-law of Ric Flair.
Right.
And this is why I find it interesting, is because you have somebody who is very good in the ring who can actually pick up certain aspects. Because technically, this is what wow, why am I forgetting his damn name? Aiden English. This is what Aiden English technically should have been, being the son-in-law of Eddie Guerrero, but Eddie Guerrero being deceased didn't work out that way for him. So yeah, but I digress. This match, perfectly fine with. Now this
I got one question.
What
What do you do under the ring the whole time? I mean, in that case, it was two of them, so I guess they could talk or something. But like, what do you do to pass the time while you're under the ring? Like what do you do?
You know what you do? Rabdar Gab. I couldn't even get it out. Read a book, do a report, get a buck.
FTR got some little headlamps. They just read the book. Oh shit. That's awesome.
I want to know what the cue was for them. I bet there was like a little monitor underneath that you could just watch the match.
There probably was. But you could tell
maybe how long the match was going to go. And it was probably one of those, hey, Andrade is going to... I'm pretty sure it was probably a time where Andrade went out the ring right before Cody did the dive. And maybe Andrade might have stomped 2 times. Like, he might have did something. Because FTR got out there pretty fucking quick. Did the spot, then dipped back really quick. So they had to know.
I mean, clearly Dax was lying on his back, because when he came out, he had a strip of green tape like on the back of his shirt. So
that is true.
Hey, like I said, they popped that pretty quick. Like it happened so fast. If they didn't have titles, I probably wouldn't halfway recognize who it was, because it happened so quick. Because the way the camera did it, it happened so quick. And if it wasn't for the fact that they made Cody dive into the titles, I was like, who the fuck? Like shit. But yeah, that was some good shit to end the match on.
It was, and so now this is the second time that Andrade has
enlisted the services
of one FTR. And if it wasn't for FTR being part of the Pinnacle, you could not pull me down off the pillar of me being like, yo,
yes,
they're building a
I will be
new Four
right
Horsemen.
there with you. I'll be right there with you.
Because the way that looked, I was like, oh. And then I literally thought at a certain point, because there was too much of a pause between Tully and Arn, that I was like,
it was.
Because in WWE, when you see something like that, it's like, oh no, he about to betray him. But
like I said, I mean, remember, we still have what Alistair said. Brutus is not the only one who betrayed Caesar. So obviously, somebody in that Nightmare family is going to betray Cody.
mm-hmm.
Whether it's Brandy, whether it's Dustin, Lee, Brock, Armed Anderson.
Armed Anderson.
Who else is in the
Could be
Nightmare
armed.
family?
They could be armed.
It could be armed. Who else in the Nightmare family today? Whomever else is there. So Malachi wouldn't have said that line without somebody of importance is going to betray Cody.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, again, a lot of story beats going on with the show as a whole. A lot of intertwining things. There's a part of me that wishes that this was on Full Gear, this Cody versus Andrade match, because I just don't want to. Again, I'm glad that they're building up stuff with Cody and Malachi, but I think that they've allowed them to wrestle one or two too many times.
Tag team match.
I don't want that.
Going to be attacking Cody against Andrade and Malachi.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to be in that Full Gear to get the star power of it all. I think that's what's going to end up happening.
Fair enough. I mean, again, I'm not mad at the people in the match. I just hate that it's a tag match if that's the case. But we'll see what's up.
Mm-hmm.
We got earlier in the night a nice little promo from Miro. Always good shit. Said, I cursed you, lost faith in you, you abandoned me. All this other stuff is like either this is some joke or this is your way of forgiving me or giving me another chance. And this line right here was probably, and I may be fucking it up, but he's like in this I'm either going to prove myself to you, but it's not that way for me, because within this tournament, it's you who have to prove yourself to me.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm like, how do you talk to your God like that?
Look, when you are as scary as Miro,
you're a big Bulgarian man.
Yes.
You only has a hot wife to please.
Yes. And look, all I'm saying was, Mr. Cassidy, your days was numbered, sir.
Yeah, I'm glad they had him kayfabe hurt, because that helps him in this process. Because I expected a complete squash, and I'm glad, and I hate and love the fact that they did Orange Cassidy's antics.
It should have been a complete squash.
It should have, but
it should have been.
They did the cross, of which I think Orange Cassidy may be losing a little bit of steam in terms of like fanfare, because usually when he does the pocket antic thing, you get a whole bunch of people cheering for it.
You know why?
There weren't that many people cheering for it.
You know why?
Because of Miro?
Nope. Well, I mean, of course, because Miro's that man. Miro is the man that I was referring to earlier in the podcast. No, they had him beefing with Matt Hardy for too goddamn long.
Damn.
And don't forget, Matt Hardy was in the goddamn audience watching the match.
He was.
Why is he so obsessed with Orange Cassidy's hair?
I don't know.
Leave that man's hair alone.
Yeah, we look AEW. We don't need this match.
We really
Matt
don't.
Hardy and Orange Cassidy, hair
We
versus
really
hair.
don't.
It is not necessary
Hair
on
versus
any
hair,
level.
we don't need it at all. Like I don't even know what the hell the HFO is doing these days.
Neither do I. It's weird.
What are they even doing? Other than the bunny being in the tournament, I don't even know what the HFO is doing.
Which nice little vignette and promo between her and Red Velvet.
Yes, Red Velvet though.
Red Velvet though, indeed. Like
but
nothing against bunnies. Red Velvet was looking extra
Red
good.
Velvet though.
Extra velvety.
Extra velvety. There we go.
Extra velvety. But yeah, Cassidy and Miro, who boy? That's man right there.
Miro was not about the games. I mean, not at least not inside the ring. You know, you think about his sexcapade games with wife CJ, and you know the fact that he likes to play games on his PC or console, you know, arcade, whatever. But he was not for the games within the ring, and he was not in it for Orange Cassidy's games.
Nope. Look, Miro wasn't in it so much that after he broke Orange Cassidy, Danielson came in and was like, "Hey, yo, fam, we get to do this again, but in a different company." You know what Miro did? Fuck your handshake.
And this, and again, I hate having to draw the comparisons, but I want everybody watching to think about just this aspect. I want you to take a time in WWE, when you think about main roster, and you think about how you would feel if you seen these two individuals standing across the ring from each other, and you said this match is going to be booked for said show. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of you who would tune the fuck out and would not shake a stick at this shit. You would be like, Rusev versus Daniel Bryan. Okay, it's either going to be match. Yeah, it's going to be either a pre-show match, or it's going to start the show. It'll be middle of the show, bathroom break.
Huh? No, it was Rusev versus Daniel Bryan in a Money in the Bank qualifying match.
No, I'm just saying in general. Just like if they were just looking at it.
The match they had. I think their only match they had.
Yeah. And now you look at it from this perspective, and you're like, I got to watch this shit.
Hell yeah.
There's a different feel. And look, again, we've talked about it before. WWE stands, AEW stands, there's going to be some on each side, regardless of the fact. But you can't deny, regardless of what side you stand on, that there is a completely different feel. And AEW is doing it better on that perspective. They are taking guys that literally felt like absolutely nothing and making them feel like something because of the trust they have with them, and the trust that with the trust and care that they take into their own characters and where they want to go within the company. And this is one of the main reasons why I feel, regardless of how many signees that they've signed in AEW, why Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda needs to go there. That was just my side thought, but yeah,
no, it's happening.
There, and I know I'm off topic on this point, but there was a potential rumor where it was like Wyndham could potentially sign with GCW, and my ears just went, because it was unexpected, but I was like, I didn't expect that, but I don't hate that.
Okay, I'm gonna have to watch GCW.
It's just based on what, because it's a good fit for Moxley. What they did with Matt Cardona over there is fucking fantastic.
I'm about to watch GCW because I haven't checked it out yet.
Yeah, look, it literally has that prime old school ECW feel.
Yeah, it looked like it from the footage I seen with Cardona in the title. and the people throwing the trash all in the ring and everything. I was like, it looked it.
Look, yeah, I implore everybody, give GCW your time and attention and help it get a lot bigger. Help it get more eyes on it, because
Now,
I know.
Did Nick Gage start GCW, or he was just a big component of GCW?
Big component.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, this do it. But yeah, Miro won. And Bryan Danielson.
That's gonna be a brawl.
Face to face. And I like the fact that they didn't have Danielson just talk completely over the entire match. Like the fact that he was there to observe. Mm-hmm. And I like the fact that they set up for this tournament finals. And it made sense for Miro to be there. I know that CM Punk could have been an entrant and that would have been fine, but I think it fits Miro better to be in this. And I think
promos.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it goes hand in hand with everything. And even if it was something that was on the fly that he did with this, it still meshes well because of the whole storyline of him trying to either bounce back or find his path back to something. And it's just the way, look, Miro is just doing fan-fucking-tastic. Like right now, I don't even know if he can do any fucking wrong with this character.
That's why, honestly, next week, I know we got to do our predictions for Full Gear. Mm-hmm. This just threw a whole wrench in my Danielson thing.
It did for me, but it didn't.
I don't know. Like, I think ultimately I'm still going to choose Danielson. Mm-hmm. But, oh boy. Oh boy, that's going to be a fight.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, because we gotta get this hot tag underway. So I'm gonna leave it at this, guys. You have any final thoughts?
Miro is that man. That's a man right there. That's all I'm gonna say.
Jaeger,
any final thoughts on Dynamite?
Eric Bischoff is starting to sound like a fat-faced dipshit.
Hey. There you go. Dizzle, any final thoughts?
Look, I'm glad that you gave me the TBS women's title tournament match, because with Grip and Leather and Betty Crocker Bakes Cakes, you gave me Cheeks for Weeks and Tootsie Rosa.
Tootsie Rosa.
Tootsie Rosa. I love it.
I couldn't have asked for unless of course you give me another. You know what? It doesn't matter. This made it. It's fine. It made it.
Slice of red velvet. Yeah, that would have been nice too.
Yeah.
Actually, we did get a slice of red velvet. So hey.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Rebel Not Reba.
Yo. JR and them DMs, I'm sure.
Look, I will say underrated, underappreciated.
Oh, let her wrestle, please.
Yes.
Some of you just don't know. But anyway. You know,
we all down here.
Yeah, you know where to find each and every one of us. We've said it before. Look, and you know, we got the tag squad, and we got to pay it forward to, of course, Scoot's other squad, Less Than Stealthy Ninjas. Get stealthy with the ninjas, of course.
Ryan Zert, what's happening? You know, the Ninja fam. What's happening out there? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Got to represent for my ninjas.
That's right. Ladies, look, you already know what it is. You want to hop in his DMs. You want to give him a call. You want to have him take you on a date. You want to pet Loki, all that good shit. He right here. He's right here.
Right there.
He is right here. Look over there.
Right there.
He like, by the way, right there.
Aerostar, don't message me. I stand by what I said. That shit was dumpster juice. But
Aerostar, message him so we can see the reply.
Yeah. I want to see that.
I'm gonna warm this shit up and give it too sweet to my bros.
Hey.
Bada, bam. So, of course, whether you loved it, hate it, don't forget to rate it. Comment all those comments, concerns, opinions down below. Hit the notification bell for everything that we drop, including the hot tag that's about to drop right after this shit.
Yes.
But most importantly, mother effing subscribe. And until next time, until you see these handsome faces and hear these immaculate voices, I bid you all adieu. And a mother effing tag the fucketh out.